Chapter 230. Council Meeting. Graz as king. When the council, consisting of the many community leaders of the people, was assembled, the 10 discussed whether one of them should take over Hanoch, or whether they should grant Graz this assignment with the reservation of supremacy of the Highlanders over Hanoch and its land. According to a general vote, the decision was taken that firstly, the 10 princes of the Highlands must stay together, inseparably for all times. And if one of them dies, his eldest son inherits his crown. In the absence of a son, also the eldest son of another of the 10 may take up the crown, which have been left behind by one of the 10 deceased princes of the Highlands, who does not have a son. And secondly, that the kingdom Hanoch should forever stay in the family Graz. Only if a descendant of Graz does not have a son, then such had to be reported to the supremacy of the Highlands, who then would determine the right king for Hanoch. Nevertheless, henceforth every king will be tributary to the Highlands, even if he was not selected by them, because indirectly he is it anyway, by being a son of a previous king, and thus possesses the royal inheritance right. For every inheritance right must seek its validity in this current Highland resolution, as if it was a new appointment. However, the King of Hanoch's recognition of the overlordship of the Highlands consisted in the fact that, with the exception of gold, he had to deliver the tithe of all other metals to the Highlands every year, as well as the tithing of sheep, cattle, donkeys and goats, and that he had to seek advice from the 10 princes of the Highlands for all important undertakings. For the correct delivery of the predetermined tithe, he must tolerate officials in Hanoch, who would nevertheless be remunerated by the Highlands because of the faithfulness. Above all, he has to regard it as the most imperative commitment to the Highlands that he will give to all the people of Hanoch and attached countries precisely the same constitution as it is commonplace in the Highlands, and always will be, so that thereby the nations of the earth would finally achieve the desired amicable unity. For keeping these useful rules, the Highland princes undertake to tangibly support and advise the king in Hanoch in any proven case of emergency, and this will remain valid for all times of times. After this council resolution, Graz was asked whether he agreed to it. And Graz replied, "I totally agree with everything and everyone, and how should I not? For indeed, if you had not just made these conditions, I would have done it myself, and would have asked you to kindly accept it. For what is a king on his own in Hanoch without such support? I say, an empty name, which makes a person prisoner of the whole world, as it is at present the case with the figure of the miserable sham king in this very city. But a king under such wisest guardianship is a free, powerful lord, and can, in the firm belief that he is always acting correctly, control and govern as a true lord the nations entrusted to him. From this, my statement, you will hopefully deduct that I am exceedingly happy with your resolution. There is only one thing I want to add to the inheritance right, and that is in case of a king having a foolish son, or a sluggish, a spendthrift, or a tyrant, or a moron, or even an idiot. He, namely such a son, be forfeited the inheritance right, and there should be either a second son, or if his suitability is also in default, someone be appointed by you to take over the crown of Hanoch. Each heir should first attend your school before taking over the crown, so that you shall approve him as capable. This annex of Graz was received with the greatest applause. And thus Graz was anointed and handed the keys and the 1,000 crowns, of which each, at present, would be worth 1,000,000 fine guilders. But just as valuable were also the keys. What further the following will show.